Hey everybody, Mr. Miller here. Second tape for the explanation of the differences between debate, forensics, and speech. I left off talking about forensics and how you have different events and you can do different things, and just how magically wonderful sometimes forensics is in developing a student's speaking abilities. And it's an activity that I think you should strongly consider taking and trying in high school. You don't want to be like, I had a student named Paul, and I was in a small school, so I had junior high and high school. And as an 8th grader, I said, Paul, when you get to high school, you really ought to try forensics. And he's like, nah, he did the sport thing. And sophomore year, you ought to try forensics? Nah. Junior year, try forensics? Nah. Senior year, I didn't even bother asking him. And then he goes out for forensics. And he does wonderfully, and he really enjoys it. And as we're walking to graduation, I'm walking next to him, he's got his hat and his gown on. He turns to me and says, Mr. Miller, why didn't you have me do forensics when I was a freshman? I was like, Wah! So the frustration there of, come on, try it. And so that's why I encourage generally freshmen is that you try it, and if you don't like it, then don't do it the next year, but at least you gave it a try. You don't want to be one of those people who puts it off, and then tries it at the end and goes, oh, wow, I should have done this. Which brings me to another point that I need to clarify, both for forensics and debate, is that while you do have to go to tournaments, it's not an either-or thing with sports. You can play football and do debate. You can play volleyball and do debate. You can do cross country and do debate, and same with forensics. You can do basketball and do forensics. You can do track and do forensics. You can do softball, baseball, and do forensics. I've had tons of students over the years do that. What I try to do in my program is, like I said, you go about once a month in debate to a tournament. Well, we go every weekend. I go to a tournament every weekend. And then the students sign up for which tournaments they want to go to. So in October, we're going to 4 tournaments, and you got to go to one of those 4, and you pick which one you want to go to. So I try to be really flexible with that. And then in forensics, we go to, oh my gosh, 15, 16 different dates, and you only have to go to 4 or 5. So it's not like in basketball where you have to go to every game. In forensics, you pick which ones will fit your schedule. And I really try to be flexible in that. So keep that in mind. You can be an athlete and also develop your speaking skills. Both my sons did that. They played football and did it. Played cross country, ran cross country, did it. Played basketball, did it. Baseball. So you can do that. That is entirely possible. Moving on then, now I got that cleared up. So forensics, that's the one I would really strongly encourage a lot of you to try. And then moving on to the third one is speech, basic speech class. We do not travel to tournaments, okay? You won't have as much homework in a speech class as you will in debate or forensics. But then you look and go, oh, I get that, I get the easy way. Well, not necessarily easy way, okay? Because number one, in debate and forensics, you go to these tournaments, you stand up and you get to talk in front of a stranger. Somebody who doesn't know you, they're not gonna judge you, you're never gonna see them again. You do speech, you're standing in front of your friends and your classmates, and whatever you say and that's a lot harder audience, okay? You got a harder audience, so you gotta keep that in mind. And the second thing you keep in mind is you're not getting as many repetitions to develop your skills in a speech class than you do in the forensics or the debate. And so while you're getting some work, you're not getting the depth that you're getting in forensics and debate. So your skills don't progress quite as fast, or not nearly as fast actually, or as deep in the basic speech class. So the basic speech class, well, the way I treat it, it's more of a communications class, and so a big chunk of it is not even given a speech per se. It's more on person-to-person communication, and we dive into the different personality traits. And then we also study Professor Tannen, Deborah Tannen, the Georgetown University, and her focus on the differences between men and women communication. And then also on Professor John Gottman out of University of Washington. For the last 50-some years, he's been studying how married couples communicate and looking at solutions of how to communicate better in a marriage so you don't get divorced. So, so the speech class really, whereas forensics and debate is all about the speech class is partly about giving speeches, but it's also partly about communicating person to person. And so that'll give you an idea of what the three classes are doing, hopefully. If you have any questions, please email me at millerk@rockcreekschools.org or give me a call and at the school, at the high school. I think it's 494-8591. You might want to double check that. Or just stop by and ask and see. But again, if you do your research and you look at, well, how important is speech, the ability to give a speech in today's job market, it won't take you very long to figure out that this is a skill you as a student want to develop, or as a parent, this is a skill you want your student to develop, because the ability to speak really opens doors. And just an example, my youngest son, he got a degree. Well, he's almost got his master's in engineering from K-State. And he had this internship, and there's like 40 or 50 kids that applied for it, and he got it. And all 50, he got it. And the reason he got it was because he did debate and forensics, and he was really good at communicating that way. And that's what the job needed. It was somebody who could really communicate and persuade people. And he had those skills. It wasn't because he had a better calculus grade than other people. It was his ability to speak. And so that put him at the top of the class, okay, at the top of those 50 people. And that's just another example of where, the speaking skills can be vitally important to opening up opportunities for you in the future. And so the other thing is, not every school has speech. That's something to keep in mind too. This is an opportunity you have at Rock Creek that not all kids in Kansas get. I think you need to jump on it and say, hey, this is something special that we have that some other schools, they just don't have it. So try to take advantage of it, and I'll try to help you as best I can. So again, thanks for listening. Good luck. Bye.